Welcome to freedivorce.com.
This is Christina.
This is Ed. Today we're going to talk about how to do a child support calculation without having to buy the Dissomaster program and without running any child support calculation program yourself.
Ed, what are some of the ways I can figure out how much the child support amount should be without me having to go out and buy the Dissomaster calculation software and without me having to spend the time learning how to use the program?
There's a number of ways you can figure out how much the child support number should be without having to purchase the Dissomaster program. A good option is to go to the courthouse where you filed your divorce petition. Almost all courthouses have computer terminals available to the public that have the Dissomaster software loaded on them. Sometimes these computer terminals are located in the courthouse lobby. Sometimes they're located in the individual courtrooms that handle family law cases. Sometimes these computer terminals are located in the law library. Some courts have these terminals located in all three locations. Just ask one of the family law clerks where there's a computer terminal with Dissomaster that you can use. Sit down at one of the terminals, click on the Dissomaster icon, then run your calculation, and then print the calculation. If you don't want to run the calculation yourself, ask the Family Law Facilitator to run the calculation for you. All courts have Family Law Facilitators. These are court staff and are frequently attorneys. Their job is to help the public with family law matters. They will help you fill out your divorce paperwork. They will help you apply for domestic violence restraining orders. Most Family Law Facilitators will also run a Dissomaster support calculation for you. Their services are free. If you're going to use the Family Law Facilitator to run your child support calculation, before you go to the court, check the court's website to see when the facilitator will be available at your court. For most courts, Family Law Facilitators will only be available certain days and certain hours. Be prepared to wait a long time at the court before you meet with the facilitator.
I have heard about a free child support calculator that is online. What about that?
You can go online and you can use the State of California Child Support Calculator for free. Go to www.childsup, that's childsup.ca.gov/resources/calculate-child-support.aspx. You don't want to write that down or can't remember it? Just Google State of California Child Support Calculator. That will take you to a site maintained by the State of California. It includes a child support calculator that you can use for free, and that site also includes detailed instructions on how to run the program.
If the state of California has its own child support calculator for free online, why would I bother with the Dissomaster support program?
Because even though the state of California puts out its own child support calculation program, the courts use the Dissomaster program to run child support calculations. The Dissomaster program is a much better program with lots of bells and whistles that the state software program does not have. There are certain types of cases where the court does not use the Dissomaster program, but instead uses the State of California Child Support Calculator. These are DCSS cases. DCSS stands for the Department of Child Support Services.
What are DCSS cases?
Each county has an agency known as the Department of Child Support Services, or DCSS. If you go to DCSS and open a file, they will file the necessary papers with the court to obtain a fair child support order for you. DCSS will also take the necessary steps to collect or otherwise enforce the child support order. They do not charge you for their services. It has nothing to do with the amount of your income. You can be earning $100,000 a month and you can be a multimillionaire. DCSS will still provide child support services to you free of charge. They do not represent you. They are not your attorney. They are an independent agency. They will file the necessary papers with the court to obtain or modify a child support order. They will schedule a court hearing on child support. They will send a lawyer to the hearing to present the case to the court so that a fair child support order is issued. But the lawyer from DCSS is not your lawyer. In most cases, when DCSS is involved, neither party has an attorney. If you go to court for a child support order and DCSS is involved in the case, the court will use the State of California Child Support Calculator to do the support calculation. When DCSS is involved, the court will not use the Dissomaster program.
If DCSS is not providing services in my case, can I use the State of California Online Child Support Calculator to figure out how much child support should be paid in my case?
Yes. The State of California Online Child Support Calculator will produce a child support number that will be the same or will be very close to the child support number that the Dissomaster program will produce. So, if you don't want to use the Dissomaster program, use the State of California Child Support Calculator.
If you're processing your divorce as an uncontested divorce, where you and your spouse are cooperating with each other, you're probably not going to be opening a file with DCSS. However, if you complete your uncontested divorce and have problems with child support at some point in the future, then DCSS can be a good option for enforcing or modifying child support at no cost to you. Ed, are there any other ways to figure out an appropriate amount of child support without buying the Dissomaster support program?
Yes. Another option you may want to consider is contacting a family law attorney in your area and pay that attorney to run the child support calculation for you. It should not take much time for an attorney to run the support calculation for you if you are properly prepared. You're not hiring the attorney to do your divorce. You are only paying the attorney for a half hour or maybe an hour of his or her time to just run the support calculation for you. This is really a good option for people who don't have the time to figure out all of the intricacies of how to run the very complicated child support software programs.
If I am going to hire an attorney to run the child support calculation for me, how should I prepare for my meeting with that attorney?
If you decide to hire a local attorney to run the support calculation for you, be prepared when you go to the meeting with the attorney. If you are not prepared, you're going to be wasting your time and money. In order to be properly prepared, you should bring with you copies of your last 2 federal income tax returns, copies of the last year's W-2 forms for both you and your spouse, and copies of the most recent pay stubs for both you and your spouse. If you and your spouse are self-employed, bring a current profit and loss statement for your business. If you own a home, bring a current mortgage statement. Also, know how much both you and your spouse will each be paying for health insurance after the divorce is concluded. Finally, be prepared to tell the attorney what percentage of time the children will be in your physical custody and what percentage of time the children will be in your spouse's physical custody after the divorce is completed. After the attorney runs the support calculation, have the attorney give you a printout of the calculation, including any bonus charts. You will need the printout to attach to your divorce judgment. You may be able to find a local attorney that will offer an initial free divorce consultation, and the attorney may be willing to run the support calculation as part of that free consultation. If you're going to meet with an attorney, first check with your employer to see if your employer participates in any legal plans. Many employers do. These legal plans typically agree to provide 30 minutes or sometimes even an hour of free legal consultations. This may be a way to get your child support calculation done for free. This has been a presentation by freedivorce.com.